Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Skritya naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Nadirayat Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuke Om Dhyanatvahendasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunamiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamadam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padai Sahagana Shri Vishakhamvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Siddho Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusite Devi Pranamami Hare Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhattacharya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Shri Sadhguru Prabhupada Thakur Shri Giriraja Swami Subhaktam Garas Bihari Bhaktivedanta Chakravarti Shri Krishna Sadhguru Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deva Dhyani Chakravarti Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangam Vande Shri Guru Dinataram. Right, so we're reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, 3 modes in clear nature. So we are on text 16. So this is a description of the gunas, and we completed the section on destination after death. Yes. So now we're in 16. You read, Rashmi?
Sorry, Mataji.
I want to read 16, text 16.
Yes, Mataji. कर्मन् प्रतस्याहु सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं रजसस्तु दुःखम् अज्ञानमसफलम्. The results of pious action is pure, and it is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. The results of pious activities in the mode of goodness is pure. Therefore, the sages who are free from all illusion are situated in happiness. But activities in the mode of passion are simply miserable, any activity for material happiness is bound to be defeated. If, for example, one wants to have a skyscraper, so much human misery has to be undergone before a big skyscraper can be built. The financier has to take much trouble to earn a mass of wealth, and those who are slaving to construct the building have to render physical toil. The miseries are there. The of the mode of there is definitely great.
Your voice is breaking, is it?
Sorry,
Yes, Mataji. Ashwini Mataji, please mute yourself, Ashwini. Now
She's-
it's okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I continue, Mataji.
Yes, yes.
There may be a little so-called happiness. I have this house or this money, but this is not actual happiness. As far as the mode of ignorance is concerned, the performer is without knowledge, and therefore all his activities result in present misery, and afterwards he will go on towards animal life. Animal life is always miserable. Although under the spell of the illusory energy, Maya, the animals do not understand this. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killers do not know that in the future the animal will have a body suitable to kill them. That is the law of nature. In human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is a son of the Supreme Lord, and he does not tolerate even an ant's being killed. One has to pay for it. So, indulgence in animal killing for the taste of the tongue is the grossest kind of ignorance. A human being has no need to kill animals because God has supplied so many nice things. If one indulges in meat eating anyway, it is to be understood that he is acting in ignorance and is making his future very dark. Of all kinds of animal killing, the killing of cows is most vicious because the cow gives us all kinds of pleasure by supplying milk. Cow slaughter is an act of the grossest type of ignorance. In the Vedic literature, Rig Veda, the words Gobihi, Prinita, Matsaram indicate that one who, being fully satisfied by milk, is desirous of killing the cow is in the grossest ignorance. There is also a prayer in the Vedic literature that states, Namo Brahmane Devaya Go Brahmane Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. My Lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and the Brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society and the world. Vishnu Puran. The purport is that special mention is given in that prayer for the protection of the cows and the Brahmans. Brahmans are the symbol of spiritual education, and the cow is the symbol of the most valuable food. These two living creatures, the Brahmans and the cows, must be given all protection. That is real advancement of civilization. In modern human society, spiritual knowledge is neglected, cow killing is encouraged. It is to be understood that then that human society is advancing in the wrong direction and is clearing the path to its own condemnation. A civilization which guides the citizens to become animals in their next life is certainly not a human civilization. The present human civilization is, of course, grossly misled by the modes of passion and ignorance. It is a very dangerous age, and all nations should take care to provide the easiest process, Krishna consciousness, to save humanity from the greatest danger.
Any question on this? Is it clear? Okay, text 17. Shikala, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobha eva cha pramada moho tamaso bhavato jnanam eva cha. From the mode of goodness, Real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Teaching. Since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. Through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that by killing one animal, they are taking the chance of being killed by the same animal in the next life. Because people have no education in actual knowledge, they become irresponsible. To stop this irresponsibility, education for developing the mode of goodness of the people in general must be there. When they are actually educated in the mode of goodness, they will become sober, in full knowledge of things as they are. Then people will be happy and prosperous. Even if the majority of the people aren't happy and prosperous, if a certain percentage of the population develops Krishna consciousness and becomes situated in the mode of goodness, then there is the possibility for peace and prosperity all over the world. Otherwise, if the world is devoted to the modes of passion and ignorance, there can be no peace or prosperity. In the mode of passion, people become greedy and their hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. One can see that even if one has enough money and adequate arrangements for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. That is not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. When one is engaged in the mode of passion, not only is he mentally unhappy, but his profession and occupation are also very troublesome. He has to devise so many plans and schemes to acquire enough money to maintain his status quo. This is also miserable. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad. Being distressed by their circumstances, they take shelter of intoxication and thus they sink further into ignorance. Their future in life is very dark. Hare Krishna.
Clear? So far is quite clear, right?
Yes. Mataji, please say something about bhakti done in the three modes, no? Because I think I've heard somewhere or read somewhere that bhakti also can be done in all these three modes. So say something, no, please.
So that's described in the third canto. Let's go on, Bhagavad Gita. Things will come.
Okay, Mataji.
Ashwini, you there? Ashwini? Anupama, you read?
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
You read.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. Text 18. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सस्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसः जगन्या गुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसः. Translation. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets. And those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the results of action in the three modes of nature are more explicitly set forth. There is an upper planetary system consisting of the heavenly planets. where everyone is highly elevated. According to the degree of development of the mode of goodness, the living entity can be transferred to various planets in this system. The highest planet is Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, where the prime person of this universe, Lord Brahma, resides. We have seen already that we can hardly calculate the wondrous condition of life in Brahmaloka. But the highest condition of life, the mode of goodness, can bring us to this. The mode of passion is mixed. It is in the middle between the modes of goodness and ignorance. A person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in mode of passion, he will simply remain on this earth as a king or a rich man. But because there are mixture, one can also go down. People on this earth in the mode of passion or ignorance cannot forcefully approach the higher planets by machine. People on this earth in the mode of passion or ignorance cannot forcefully approach the higher planets by machine. In the mode of passion, there is also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance, is described here as abominable. The result of developing ignorance is very, very risky. It is the lowest quality of material nature. Beneath the human level, there are 8 million species of life: birds, beasts, reptiles, trees, etc. And according to the development of the mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. The word tamasa is very significant here. Tamasa indicates those who stay continuously in the mode of ignorance without rising to the higher modes. Their future is very dark. There is an opportunity for men in the mode of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness. And that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes.
Okay, so now this is a very, very important section, is it?
Yeah.
Very, it is not a joke at all. So text 18, meaning the elevation or the degradation of a human being. Udvam gachanti sattvastha madhye tishtanti rajasah jaganya guna vadati adho gachanti tamasah. So let's read how we can go up or down. So those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. But and those who are in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, meaning that's us, right? We're living on the earthly planets. And those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds, tamasa. The hellish world also means animal life. So in this world, the results of actions in the 3 modes of nature are more explicitly set forth. So there's a higher planetary system. So as we become elevated in goodness, so we can go from one lok to the next, to the next, to the next. We can come up to Brahmalok. Okay, so there are different planetary systems, 7 planetary systems, right? So we're in the middle. So we can go to which loop is Satya Swargalok. And then beyond Swargalok, much, much above Swargalok, I think it's Janalok, Mahalok, Tapalok, and finally Brahmalok. So we gradually, the more our activities become pure, goodness become more fixed. Because Satya Lok, by its very name, Satya, meaning Sattva. Now comes the second section. Ashwini, so what is this second section?
Which section?
Yeah, we've just discussed goodness. Now Prabhupada discuss the second section. What is it? Same distance. Prabhupada has explained about Krishna spoke about the goodness. So Prabhupada explained how we can move up. Now those who are on earth, they are in what?
Oh,
Passion.
they have an opportunity.
Passion, what is it? What opportunity?
It's in between goodness and ignorance. Sorry.
Yes, it's in the middle, Madhya. Madhya Tishtanti Rajasaha. Meaning there is, here we are the heavenly planets, and down are all the hellish planets, and middle is the earthly planets. So we are in mode of passion. So from the mode of passion, so it's a mixed mode. So meaning that mode of passion, so we can go up or we can come down. So it's very risky, right? So that's why we say human life is a life of, it's a junction, right? It's a junction. Either we go up or we come down. Thank God. So Prabhupada is telling us about the horror of what's going on in this world nowadays. People are not cultivating the mode of goodness. They're cultivating the mode of ignorance. A person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain on this earth as a king or as a rich man. All right. So kings, world leaders, so they have some goodness in them. Otherwise, you can't take birth as a king or a rich man. There has to be some goodness involved. But because there are mixtures, what can also go down. All right, so that's how we find the politicians. They go high, right? Because due to some goodness, they go high. But then what happened? They get attacked by the modes of super passion and ignorance. That's how they become criminals. We don't know when they become fraud. We don't know when they can, just get somebody killed. So here Prabhupada is saying that a person is not always pure, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain on this earth as a king or a rich man. But because there are mixtures, one can also go down. So it's a very, very risky situation. Extremely risky situation to be in the mode of passion. Very, you can start off as an innocent, honest businessman, right? Innocent, you want very dani, etc., etc. Very good. Okay? Meaning that you're in the mode of passion, you like to accumulate wealth, you like to work hard, but because there is that element also of goodness in you, so when you go to them, you ask, please give a donation, they give. All right? But you don't know when greed may suddenly attack them. Because they are in mode of passion. Right? So we don't know when the enemy of greed and suddenly attack them, and then they start doing some irregular activities. And therefore they go down. So this is how one can go down. It's a very, very, very risky. That's why the kings used to, at the age of retirement, right? Meaning there is an age of retirement. Nowadays, there's no age for retirement. It's work till you die, right? But those were in the most powerful position, most powerful position. They were intelligent because they are trained in the Vedic culture. So without hesitation, they will give up their kingdom. Right? They give up their kingdom and they cultivate the mode of goodness. People on this earth in the mode of passion or ignorance cannot forcibly approach the higher planets by machines. So they let me take a Sputnik and go up there. No, it doesn't work. In the mode of passion, there is also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. You have so much, want to accumulate wealth. Then you start to, competition with others, mad competition with others till end of life. So what happened? Your Prabhupada is saying the next life you become mad. It's like you become completely bewildered. Smriti Brahman, right? Brahman. Smriti Brahman. So you lose your intelligence, you lose your memory, who you are, what you are. And here Prabhupada says, there is also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. It's it's horrible. It's horrible. Think too much about that. The suffering that's going on in the world. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance is described here as abominable. And those in the abominable, where is it? Okay, Jaghanya. Jaghanya Guna Vritti Stha. Vritti Stha, whose occupation? Adho Gachanti Tamasaha. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance is described here as abominable. The result of developing ignorance is very, very risky. It is the lowest quality in material. It may say, just like passion is a junction for us to go up, right? To attain the heavenly planets. And here, if instead of going up from the mode of passion, we start to sink. Now we sink into the lowest quality in material nature, ignorance, tamasa. Just below this, here Prabhupada said, just beneath the human level, there are 8 million species of life. So remember, how many species of life are there? How many species?
8,040,000,000.
Yes, how many?
I think 8,040,000,000.
Yes. Okay. Now here Prabhupada is saying that beneath the human level, how many species of life are there?
8 million.
So how many human forms are there?
40 lakhs.
40 lakh. 40 lakh, that's how we say it, 400,000.
Yes, yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
4 lakhs.
4
lakhs.
lakhs, not 40 lakh.
4 lakhs.
4 lakhs.
4 lakh.
4 lakhs. 4 lakhs.
And quickly calculate what's the percentage or probability of becoming a human being? Just calculate fast. Tell me. Hmm? Chances that you can become a human being. What is it, Ashwini?
5% chance.
Yes, 5% chance. I also did my calculation before. Yes, 5% chance. So we can see how Manushya Janma Sudurlabha. So to lose that opportunity by cultivating tamasa. So tamasa indicates those who stay continuously in the mode of ignorance without rising to a higher mode. Their future is very dark. We read earlier how, they eat meat and then if they kill themselves. So they go on eating meat, killing the cows. So they may just die like this. Yeah. The laws of nature will catch up. We read this. Which text did we read that? Which text we read that?
16.
16, yes. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killers do not know that in the future the animal will have a body suitable to kill them. That this jeev will rotate, right? Will rotate, and one day he will come to the human form. He will come to the human form. Oh my God, this is horrible. He will identify the person who killed him. Did you ever think of that? We are reading this here. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killers do not know that in the future, the animal will have a body suitable to kill them. That is the law of nature. In human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. So if one indulges in meat eating anyway, it is to be understood that he's acting in ignorance as making his future very dark. My God, with all these wars, right? These wars are animalistic. Simply animalistic, and you are targeted. You get captured in that war. Captured, let me say that. Or imprisoned, right? You get imprisoned in a war condition. You're captured. Not that anybody was really after you, right? It's just that you, by circumstances, you get locked. This is what I mean. You get locked in a war zone. And you can't escape because who you kill will kill you. And mass killing of animals means mass killing of humans. we just read. So Prabhupada is saying the future is very dark. And again, here in this purport, Prabhupada said their future is very dark. But who believes him? Many millions of Bhagavad Gita have we distributed? Many millions of Bhagavad Gita. Who is following the instructions of Bhagavad Gita? Millions and millions of people should be following, but they don't believe. Right? There is an opportunity for men in the modes of ignorance and passion to be, just see Prabhupada is saying it, to be elevated to the mode of goodness, and that system is called Krishna consciousness. So there is a method. But one who doesn't take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes. So see, all of us who are here, I'm very glad you're all my friends, but it is our duty, each and every one of us, to give this knowledge, right? To somebody else. We need to make a quota of how many people we're going to reach out every year. Because if you don't, then their life, their future is very dark. So there is a system by which we can move from the mode of ignorance to the mode of passion, at least, and up. Because in mode of passion, at least you give in charity. You're earning, but you give in charity. What did you read here? The mode of passion is mixed. It is in the middle, madhya, between the modes of goodness and ignorance, meaning there is a touch. So passion meaning it's still in touch with goodness, and then is ignorance. A person is not always pure, meaning goodness. But even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain on this earth as a king or a rich man. So kings and rich men, they are in the mode of passion. But because there are mixtures, one can also go down. As we just described, suddenly you become a king and you become a dictator. Right? A dictator. And you cause wars and miseries. And naturally you go down. One person, okay? One person who can cause the deaths of thousands and thousands, maybe millions. Where will he go? If one person kill another person, we just read, that one person will take birth to kill you. Now, if you cause the death, right, cause the death of thousands and the millions, because you are a king or a rich man. Let's see how saying that we don't know. There is an opportunity for man in the modes of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness. And that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes. And anyway, we are going to read what Krishna says he does to them. In chapter 16, Krishna says what he does to these people. Okay, now who wants to read Anupama?
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारं यदा दृष्टानुपश्यति
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति. When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. Purport: one can transcend all these activities of modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. The real spiritual master is Krishna, and he is imparting this spiritual knowledge to Arjuna. Similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn the science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. Otherwise, one's life will be misdirected. By the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, a living entity can know of his spiritual position, his material body, his senses, how he is entrapped, and how he is under the spell of the material modes of nature. He is helpless, being in the grip of these modes, but when he can see his real position, then he can attain to the transcendental platform, having the scope for spiritual life. Actually, the living entity is not the performer of different activities. He is forced to act because he is situated in a particular type of body conducted by some particular mode of material nature. Unless one has the help of spiritual authority, he cannot understand in what position he is actually situated. With the association of a bona fide spiritual master, he can see his real position, and by such an understanding, he can become fixed in full Krishna consciousness. A man in Krishna consciousness is not controlled by the spell of the material modes of nature. It has already been stated in the 7th chapter that one who has surrendered to Krishna is relieved from the activities of material nature. For one who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. A man in Krishna consciousness is not controlled by the spell of material modes of nature. It has already been stated in the 7th chapter that one who has surrendered to Krishna is relieved from the activities of material nature. For one who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases.
Hey, now, what do you think of this purport, Anupama? What do you think of this?
Awareness,
Yeah, what is it all about? What's the theme here?
it is about protection and guidance of a spiritual master. That's the only way.
What's the theme? Anybody can tell me what's the theme of this text 19?
Mataji, is it that it's not just enough to be in the mode of goodness, but it is the point is to transcend all things, and that can be done only with the guidance of a proper soul.
The theme of this verse is liberation from the
Modes
guna,
of
right? It's liberation. And so let's read it. So one can transcend when one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature. Meaning that this is a jiva who has entered into the gunas. And he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to all these modes. So what does he? So first thing, let's read the Sanskrit. No, anyam other. Gunebhya than the qualities. Kartaram performer. Yada when drashta is seer. Anupashyati sees properly. Right? When one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature. You know? So when you find somebody who's speaking lies, let's see. Who is speaking lie? Someone who is speaking
Three
lie.
modes of material,
Yeah.
the mode of
Yeah.
ignorance.
Yeah. So the person is speaking lies, but the person is actually separate from being the liar, right? So the G who has contacted the mode of ignorance has developed a habit or a tendency to speak lies, like business people, right? And they train you to become liars so that you can sell their product, right? That's the whole market. Marketing means you sit down in school or you get trained how to become a liar. In Asham Dharma, Prabhupada who speak about, the traders. They say, for you are making no profit, and everybody knows it's a lie, right? For you are making no profit, right? Everybody knows it's a lie, but this lie is allowed. But to become a professional liar and training people to become liars, right? So when one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work, then these laws of nature. So why did I take, that example of this marketing technique and lying? I took this because actually these people are innocent, right? All your children, they are innocent. You send them to school. They're innocent, then they have to earn their living. Then they go, they look for some job from some company. They're innocent. All right? But now they're being trained. They are being trained to accept a certain guna. So if you are able to see that these people are actually innocent, and you can see how they have contacted the mode of passion, its lower grade of mode of passion, right? So earlier we spoke of there is higher grade of mode of passion also, when it's touching goodness. So this is now when the passion is touching ignorance, right? So if you are able to see this, read it again. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature. When one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature. So this is the first section. I'm going to read the purport. One can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. Like I'm giving you an example of how innocent children are made into professional liars. So if you're able to see that they are innocent children, so then it's so hard, when these kids, they become devotees. When they become devotees, they are not able to work for companies, and companies don't want them either. Qualified boys or girls, right? Usually boys. Girls run away very fast. They work for some years and then they run away. It's boys, because they know their responsibility to earn and maintain a family. Hmm. So when they start to see the gunas, one can transcend all the activities of the modes of material nature simply by understanding them properly, by learning from the proper souls. You know? Why is it that parents don't like their children to become devotees?
Sorry, Mataji, we didn't hear.
Why is it that if parents don't like their children to become devotees? They believe that they won't be able to earn.
And earn well.
Hmm? Yeah.
They, yeah, you cannot earn well.
So to earn well in this Kali Yuga means you have to be a cheater, a liar. Right? So we can understand how the gunas, so what they're overlooking is that when you will do all this cheating and lying business, then the mode of passion falls into the mode of ignorance. And one day you are going to do something that will end you into major trouble in this life and in the next life. Short-term gains. Whereas the Vaishya community in Vedic culture will earn and will become rich in a dharmic way. Not by cheating people, not by mass production, but by producing what is required, by cooperation with others, by live and let live. The real spirit, so we can understand the gunas and how it's working by hearing, by learning from proper souls. The real spiritual master is Krishna, and he's imparting this spiritual knowledge to Arjuna. Right? That's why we were reading again and again the translation, right? Nanyad gunebhya kartaram yadi drashtanupashyati gunebhya cha param veti madbhavam sa adhigacchati. So similarly, it is from those who are fully in Krishna consciousness that one has to learn the science of activities in terms of the modes of nature. Otherwise, one's life will be misdirected. By the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, a living entity can know his spiritual position, his material body, his senses, how he's entrapped. Like right now, what are we doing? We are studying how we are, what?
Entrapped.
Entrapped, yes. We're studying how we are entrapped and how is under the spell of the material laws of nature. So this guna, these gunas, they have material nature, meaning this is material nature. It casts a spell over the mind and intelligence of this jiv. Actually spell, just like sometimes a good man get captured by a lusty woman. A married man falls prey to a lusty woman. He just falls under her control. It's a spell, is what we are talking about here. It's a spell. Then what happens? Oh my God. See what Prabhupada is saying, what happened to him. He's helpless, being in the grip of these modes. He's not able to remove himself from it. Like any addiction that somebody has, he has fallen in the grip of the gunas and he's helpless. But when he can see his real position, then he can attain to the transcendental platform, having the scope for spiritual life. Yes, here, that's what we are talking about. Actually, the living entity is not the performer of different activities. He's forced to act because he's situated in a particular type of body, conducted by some particular mode of nature. Just like if I sit on a bicycle, I have to run my bicycle, right? I have to pedal, isn't it? If what you can afford is a bicycle, bicycle means hard work, isn't it? If you have to travel to work for 10 kilometers and due to karma, okay, you have to sit on that bicycle and run to go to work for 10 kilometers. Physically, meaning you have no choice, right? And if by karma, you have to sit in a car and have somebody drive you, right? You just have to sit. Hopefully you can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra while you're being driven, right? Or you will watch all types of stuff on your mobile. Or you will be just being sitting on your laptop, doing stuff while you're going to work. So he is forced to act because he's situated in a particular type of body. So by law of karma, he's been put. I'm speaking of a bicycle body or a motor car body, conducted by some particular mode of nature. Unless one has the help of spiritual authority, he cannot understand in what position he's actually situated. So that's why we are saying again and again, you're all reading this Bhagavad Gita. You cannot just read and close the book and sit back, right? What's your duty? All of you, what's your duty?
Pay it forward.
Yes, 100%. We have to tell other people because they're helpless. They're caught in the gunas. There is no chance for them to come out unless and until somebody breaks that bubble. There's just no chance. They will continue to be in that illusion. So, with the association of a bona fide spiritual master, he can see his real position, and by such an understanding, he can become fixed in full Krishna consciousness. A man in Krishna consciousness is not controlled by the spell of the material modes of nature. So, chapter 7 speaks about that. Which verse is it? Chapter 7 and which verse?
So, Mammaya Sudurlabha. Mammaya Sudurlabha, that one, Mataji.
Sudurlabha. 7:14, check it.
देवी एषा गुरुमयी मम माया दुरतया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते.
Yes. So, unless we surrender to Krishna, we can't be relieved from the activities of nature. For one who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. So here Prabhupada is saying first you should be able to see it. Right? So if you are seeing and observing, understanding what's going on, then you can stop your degradation. But you need a guru who will give you that guidance, who will first thing awaken us, make us become conscious of what is our situation, right? A man in Krishna consciousness is not controlled by the spell of the material modes of nature. It has already been stated in the 7th chapter that one who has surrendered to Krishna is relieved from the activities of material nature, meaning the gunas will push him, he's a complete fool. He is helpless. So passion push him this way, ignorance push him this way. Little bit of goodness come, he goes up, and then again passion, and then down, right? Foolish life. So, unless one surrenders to Krishna, there is no relief from this wandering from one stage of life, one state of life, to the next, to the next, to the next. Meaning, no goal. The life has no goal if there is no Krishna consciousness. Because you are left to your own imagination, and you are left to the association of the gunas, and these gunas take the shape of other human beings, right? So you associate with them and you become like them. One who is able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. So again and again, gradually, meaning first you need to be able to see. If you're not even seeing, how will you catch hold of yourself and prevent your degradation? So you're not seeing. So naturally we become like innocent children walking in danger zone. Right? Able to see things as they are, the influence of material nature gradually ceases. Meaning that Krishna doesn't all of a sudden remove everything from us. Right? When we start to understand, and we remove the illusion gradually. God, this is very serious thing, right? It's an extremely serious thing. Is it true, Mala?
Yes, Mataji.
Hmm?
Yes.
So we've gone over time today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
We are always thinking we are going to run through Bhagavad Gita, right? But it never ends. We can't run. We run a couple of shlokas, then we get stuck on the next one and the next one. Anyway, Krishna is enlightening us.
Yeah, good to get stuck like this, Mataji. We get to hear more.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Dandavat Pranam.
Mhm.